Today you're going to see the 2011 to 2015 Kawasaki ZX10R Superbike that started the review.
When I'm blue, I think of you in your eyes, how they look at mine, so kinda like that. You slow down time and everything's just fine. I was ocean swimming with just wishbone, thinking of my life, the vision drifting by, until I found a lighthouse in
That is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen.
shining like a beacon of bright stars. I was in a lifeboat wandering far, until I found a lighthouse guiding me out the dark.
The first thing you need to know, riding this Kawasaki is like you are riding a warplane. You're riding a jet fighter of the road and the racetrack. Frighteningly fast, frighteningly fast. And the ZX10R, she's a work of art. This is Superbike. Every panel looks special. Every panel is shaped to cut through the air as smoothly and as quickly as possible with this generation of the ZX10R Superbike. It is gorgeous, sexy, stunning, sensual, jaw-dropping from every angle. This was the time where Kawasaki redesigned the front end, so you got these lovely angel-like lights and the halogen, but they are very good units. The beam goes quite far and it looks absolutely gorgeous. That design that Kawasaki have used, and it's just sensual. It's like you are staring at an F-18 Tomcat. You're staring at a Eurofighter. You're staring at a Raptor is what you're staring at. Every angle is just absolutely gorgeous. And on this generation, Kawasaki also included a DRL into the top piece here where the intake is, because this Superbike is using Ram Air, which is good. It's actually quite bright. To show you what I mean, that's what it looks like, and it looks good. And you've got that double bubble windscreen. Also, the indicators were now integrated into the mirrors for aerodynamics and for racing, which is beautiful. You look at this and you're just like, this is a very expensive motorcycle. It looks special. It looks like it's a one-off edition. Absolutely gorgeous. The redesign here, excellent work by Kawasaki. And the brakes, they are Takedo monoblock calipers. They are dual pistons and they are Superbike. They're very strong. You literally can use 2 fingers on the brake lever. That's how strong and powerful they are, and they will stop you in seconds, and they will stop you quickly, faster than any normal motorcycle. So you put on the anchors, these really are anchors. They will stop you in seconds, and they have a really good feel to them as well, which is great. Aluminium. This year, from 2011 to 2015, Kawasaki moved on to the Showa piston Superbike forks, and they are very good. They're very competent. On the anniversary model, this is the anniversary model, you even get green anodized on the yoke here and Showa, just to remind you. Nissan master cylinder, and it's got an excellent and very good feel to it. And that's pretty good when you think the master cylinder is not Brembo. And the redesigned fuel tank with all these different gorgeous angles and lines, Superbike, and that just gorgeous tank. This gearbox is a 6-speed race unit. It's a taller stacked race gearbox, and it's a cassette type by Kawasaki. So that means in racing you can change the gears a lot faster and a lot easier compared to other race bikes, which is really interesting. The ZX10R Superbike got titanium headers from the factory, and they are so good that often race teams just reuse the headers because they're that good, because they're titanium from the factory. Imagine how expensive that was for Kawasaki to do. When you think about it, that's a really expensive thing to do, because titanium is expensive. It's a lot more expensive than steel. Excellent. And liquid cooled as well. And this year got the 3-spoke wheels, which actually do look very good. And you do get also the gold brake discs up front, so it looks sensational. Also, this unit got the slipper clutch, so you can downshift very rapidly and you will not lock up the rear wheel, which is from racing, which is wicked. Swing arm, that's actually quite a pretty swing arm. Got to think about the cutouts, the shape. It actually does look very nice. The rear master cylinder is Nissan, and it actually has a very progressive feel to it, where you can feel the rear brake is not there to stop you, it's there to just shy off a few miles an hour, or just gently bring you to a stop in stop-start traffic, or when you've got traffic in your way and you're just slowly trying to make some progress. It's got a real good feel to it. And it's just a 1-piston unit. This Kawasaki ZX10R Superbike was upgraded with anti-lock brakes, which is a must on the Superbike. Really is. And just every angle is shaped and curved for racing, the Superbike, and it's just, honestly, this is among the most beautiful, sexy, stunning motorcycles in the world. It's a work of art, it is a sculpture. It is so pretty. And I love this, the 4th generation, and I love what Kawasaki did here, which was they integrated the indicators into the rear light unit. Again, for aerodynamics. I love that. With the next generation, Kawasaki went back to having indicators sticking out, but you can actually buy rear headlight units and bring the integrated indicators back to the rear end, and you get LED rear lights as well. And we're very lucky because this ZX10R Superbike has the rear seat cover, which is a must. No pillion is going to be able to hold on to the Superbike, and this is a race bike. It's not meant to have a pillion in any way. That's what you think about. We'll have to adjust the chain. She is chain drive, and that's what you find with Superbikes and race bikes. And also, show rear shock, which is very competent and it's very, very good. Again, I love that rear section there. And we got the foot peg delete, which is a must. So this is 193 horsepower to the rear wheel. So very lucky. This one has the full titanium system with no baffle, and also the power commander. So the fuel map has been adjusted on the onboard computer, and you're gaining only 11 horsepower, but more torque. Each cylinder has 2 fuel injectors, not 1, 2. So I think most motorcycles only have the 1 fuel injector. That is pretty good. It's a 998cc race engine, inline-four, and look at that for an engine. God, it's a sculpture, isn't it? What I find is I am getting, if you care about MPG, about 40 MPG to 41. This is a superbike, this is a race bike. You're not supposed to care about MPG, don't bother. What does this cost to tax? Well, in Britain at the moment, it is £122 to tax a motorcycle, and it's only getting more expensive in this country. So yeah, it's expensive to tax. Insurance depends. It depends on your no claims bonus. So if you have over 9 years no claims and you've never made a claim, insurance is, I would expect, to be between £400 to £500, but then you've got to think that is cheap. That is cheap with what you are getting. It's essential. You walk up and this is jaw-dropping. Absolutely jaw-dropping.
And that's also something that you do sometimes find with superbike and race bike. Never at really low speeds, never lock the steering all the way to the right or way to the left, because if you suddenly stop, that is when you throw off your balance. Being a superbike, a race bike, she wants to bank over, she wants to lean over, and you could fall. And being a superbike, how expensive every component is, that will cost you a lot of money. But also finding neutral, very easy. Getting into neutral, very easy. So this is what I mean as well by low speed maneuver. You are incredibly agile, incredibly balanced. You're on a race bike and a superbike, and no other motorcycle feels like this. You are like a ballerina. You are incredibly agile. She will respond to any movement that you give her, respond to every movement in the seat. Incredibly responsive, so agile, so quick to respond. She is one with you. That's one of the ways, that's one of the things about a superbike. You are literally one with this. Like, you are dancing, and no other motorcycle will ever feel like this. Incredible. You are a ballerina. Remember, on this generation, the side stand, you have to bring up the side stand. If you don't, sorry, how do you put it? What you have to do, if the side stand is down and you engage gear, as a safety precaution, this superbike will shut down. Just to protect you. Once you've got the side stand up, you can change gear very easily. So this is what I mean by low speed maneuver. Best to have both feet down and just take your time, because I can already feel her. She wants to lean. She wants to bank over. Even at 1 mile an hour, she wants to bank over. And if you're not careful, she will literally fall over because she's a race bike. You know, the handlebars are not straight in any way. And because of that super clutch, this clutch is so smooth.
What is it like to ride the Kawasaki ZX10R Superbike? It's very hard to put it into words. So you feel like you are a ballerina. The ZX10R responds instantly to what you want to do and wants to lean and bank over incredibly fast, within milliseconds, faster than any other race motorcycle and normal road bike. And the power and torque is just instant. This is scary fast. You feel like you're riding a warplane, a jet fighter of the road and the racetrack. She banks over in an instant and wants to lean over, wants to bank over. So you carry a huge amount of speed, faster than any other normal motorcycle through each corner, and you gain on everything in front of you, and you are rapid. You are very rapid through the corners. The gearbox is race bike, it's Superbike from Kawasaki, so the gearbox is very quick to shift. We're quite lucky because we have a quick shifter on this model, which was a upgrade. You have to go and have it fitted, and what a difference it makes. Even on the car you're about to see, we overtake it without even thinking about it. You just do it. And being the ZX10R, she encourages you to overtake. Everything is slower than you. Everything is in your way. So even this van, you just overtake at supersonic speeds without even thinking about it. The quick shifter is a must on the Superbike. What I found is this is the only motorcycle where I have ever opened up the throttle. On the Superbike engine, you open up the throttle and the torque and power is so much. Your clutch hand is literally pinned. It's pinned to the handlebars. You can't move. So the only way you can do anything about that is to let off the throttle, and then you lose those valuable seconds, and that's why quick shifter is so useful. You just bang up the gears within seconds, and you feel like you are that F-18 Tomcat, you are that Raptor, you are that Eurofighter on the ZX10R Superbike. You can instantly respond to every corner, bank over in seconds, just without even thinking about it. This Superbike feels like it's one with you, and you can see why Kawasaki has won so many races and Superbike races with this chassis. It is this frame. It's incredibly responsive and faster responding than any other normal motorcycle. On the ZX10R, you get actually pretty good wind protection thanks to Superbike fairings to channel the air around you and to make you as slippery as possible through the air. And you do notice it, and the double bubble screen is very useful. You feel like you can just dart in and out. It's a very special feeling on the Kawasaki. And torque and power, the throttle is instant. You dare touch it, you feel it. It's absolutely instant, which is wonderful. The gearbox is a cassette style taller stacked gearbox for the Gen 4 ZX10R, so it's a more advanced race gearbox and no problems with it. You get a slipper clutch,
so you can rapidly downshift without locking the rear and front wheel, and you feel special riding the Kawasaki. The Superbike engine is absolutely frightening. All you do is touch the throttle and you are gone. You are absolutely going supersonic, and you often have to watch the speedo because of that. You have to keep an eye on it. First gear, you are literally idling at 13-14 miles an hour. 13-14 miles an hour, sometimes more. So really interesting, and you just feel very agile. You feel like you are a fighter jet, and even now you can just open up the throttle and just go insanely fast and bank over in an instant, and you're all gone. And that's pretty good. Inline-four race engine, so you do get vibes through the handlebars, but they're pretty well dampened by Kawasaki. Even now, you just absolutely just want to go supersonic on this motorcycle. It's intoxicating. And yeah, you notice that the race handlebars are quite close to you. Everything is very compact, and she's just absolute pleasure, absolute epic to ride. Really is. Each cylinder has 2 fuel injectors, when most motorcycles only have the one. So again, that's because of how powerful and how fast this Kawasaki race engine is. And you get to hear all the bangs, the sound waves, the booms, thanks to that full acropovic titanium system, to the headers. So it is absolutely epic. No motorcycle sounds like this. No, the Superbike is just the most sexy, most beautiful, most sensual, most stunning, most jaw-dropping motorcycle noise in the world. It really is. And even this van will be able to overtake it in an instant. You don't even have to think about it. As long as there's no cars coming, and you're sure it's safe to do so and it's clear, you just absolutely accelerate, and you are frightened by this race engine. And mirrors, pretty good visibility for a Superbike. You can see a decent amount of information, which is very, very good, very useful. And yeah, the throttle is just instant. You feel it, it responds to you instantly, and you change gears incredibly quickly, and you hold on to the handlebars for dear life when you open up that Superbike race engine from Kawasaki. This one has had the fuel map and the full titanium acropovic system to the headers, so she's outputting 193 horsepower to the rear wheel, which is just, yeah, epic. But you will find, if you ride this Kawasaki Superbike for 2 hours, your hands will start hurting. You will start feeling that your hands are getting sensitive, and your hands will get tired. But that's it.
So, let's talk about positioning. So, being on a Superbike, being on a race bike, your handlebars are race angled. Now, what sometimes not discussed on YouTube is, being a race bike, she does not like low speed maneuvering. I'm talking 2, 3, 4 miles an hour, because she wants to drop in. She wants to lean into the corner because she is a race bike. So that's something you've got to be aware of with these Superbikes. As long as you're careful, you're going to be absolutely safe. And I have learned, at any low speed, just make sure you can put 1 foot down for safety. The only thing that matters is your rev counter. And I love this design by Kawasaki. This is very superbike, this is very race bike. The only thing that matters is your rev counter, because of how supersonic fast you are. On the racetrack, it doesn't matter about your miles an hour, it's feeling the superbike and just looking at the revs. And this unit has a shift indicator built in, so when she's ready, the LED rev counter will flash, and that's your indicator to shift. And you can actually use these buttons to change how you want the shift light to behave. Do you want it not to flash and just a nice steady, which is pretty interesting that you can do that. And the miles an hour is very easy to read, if you need to read it. And you have got your level of traction control for this generation of Kawasaki Superbike. This is the first Kawasaki Superbike to have traction control, which is absolutely amazing. So what the computer will do, if it feels something really bad's about to happen, like the rear wheels being overpowered, she will cut the throttle to bring the rear wheel back into line. It gives you more confidence that you can just plant her into the corner and feel very stable. And this is also easy to read at night. You've got your temperature control, because this is a race bike, so that's the first thing you're going to be looking at. You can also, you have your time at the bottom right hand corner. You've got your gear indicator built in, which is really useful, and you've got a lap timer, because this is a super bike, a race bike. But also you've got your total mileage, and you use the trip A and trip B to get an idea of what sort of range you have left on this model. And you got an MPG indicator if that really matters to you, miles per gallon, and a lap timer. The instrument cluster, love it by Kawasaki. It's incredibly easy to read. The rev counter is all that matters, is all your focus is on, and it looks absolutely gorgeous the way she just goes, and it revs out like that. It's just gorgeous. And you use these buttons here to clear your trip A and B. Use the top left button to go through the different menus, and I love it. Really, really good. Just so you get to here, it's Kawasaki. To start the Kawasaki, you have key on this generation. And that is where the fuel cap is. Engine oil and oil filter changes are pretty straightforward on this Kawasaki Superbike. Thanks to the Superbike panels, you get a lot of wind protection, so you get very little buffeting on this race bike, and you can duck your head down and absolutely be frightened to death. The ZX10R, Kawasaki ZX10R was electronically limited by the onboard computer to 184 miles an hour. But you can remove the speed limiter. So if you do, you've got a 200 mile an hour race bike. Holy crap, that's frightening. And I love the touches here by Kawasaki. That beautiful bronze, like a gunmetal grey finish on the engine casing. And she's actually been very reliable. She's been a very reliable superbike. The only thing that's happened so far is the brake light switch failed, which we were able to get a genuine part by Kawasaki and fitted it, and the brake light works every time.
The mirrors are actually quite a good size. You can see a decent amount of information. Love the textured here. Looks good. Now, controls. So you've got your kill switch on and off, you've got indicators. And then on the other side, you have got your different power maps. So full power, normal, and rain. And then you've got your different levels of how much you want the onboard computer to step in if something's about to go wrong. So this will change the amount of traction control that's happening in the background. Dip beaming being, lap timer, and of course your pass light, and that's indicators, is it? I know this is indicators. That one, you know what, I can't actually remember what that does. And then you got your start button on the right hand side. Sorry about that, corrected myself. Cable unit, but the clutch actually has excellent. It has a really nice feel to it. You know what it's doing. Banks' slipper clutch. The gear changes are nice and smooth. This one has the quick shifter, the Translogic quick shifter.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
And this is an absolute must on the ZX10R Superbike because this is so frighteningly fast. When you open up that race engine, there is so much power and so much torque, you literally cannot get your hand to pull in the clutch. You're literally holding on to the handlebars just for dear life and just to try and stay in control. So the quick shifter is a godsend. It means you can just shift like that, and wow, frighteningly fast. Your gear shifts are instant. On this model you could only upgrade so that you had the upshifts, but that's where you want it, that's where you mostly need it the most. So yeah, you can just now open the throttle and just change gear, and what a difference that makes. Being a superbike, this is not comfortable. You are in the race position at all times. So what that means is that after an hour and a half, 2 hours, your neck, your back, your shoulders, your muscles, your legs, everything's going to be hurting. You're going to be starting to beg for a break, and you will need to take a break, or you're going to really hurt yourself because of the sheer G-forces and sheer power and torque in that Kawasaki race engine. So incredibly got to be careful with that. So you've got to take a break, and then you'll feel better, and then you can continue. This is not a touring bike. This is not a bike for doing distance on or a huge amount of miles on, because you will have a broken back, your neck will hurt so much, because remember, this is a race bike, a super bike, not a touring bike. Even the exhaust looks special, it looks sensational, it looks stunning. It's wonderful. It is so sensual, sexy, jaw-dropping, gorgeous, beautiful from every angle. The sound, my god, this is the most beautiful, most sexy, most sensual, most gorgeous, most stunning, most special motorcycle noise in the world. These superbikes, the sonic boom from this race engine, you can hear her half a mile away. It is, you are hearing race bike, you are hearing superbike. The noise is, it's more than words can describe. It's like you're listening to a symphony. It is absolutely stunning. The booms, the cracks on the upshift from the engine, the race engine, the boom from the race engine, the bog, the bang, and you hear lots of bangs, lots of explosions from that superbike engine. Oh my god. There's nothing more beautiful. There is no sound more beautiful, more sensual, more sexy than superbike. They usually go for this generation, in the anniversary colour scheme, about £9,500 to £10,000 at the moment in this country, and you can see why. You can see why. You probably would be able to get one for at least for 9 or 8.5, but then it's going to have a few miles on it. But even the double bubble screen makes a huge difference. The integrated mirrors. Also, this is an interesting bit of trivia. When you see the ZX10R Superbikes with the cover, but not with the graphic, and you just see the green seat cowl, it's missing the graphic. So this is the factory graphics from Kawasaki that you need to put on here, that you need to buy and have put on here. And the reason why you have this bump is to brace you. So when you open up that Superbike engine, literally, it's just to help you hang on. Oh, pretty awesome that is. That's very race bike. Very race bike. But yeah, I hope this has helped you. What sort of range do you get? From a full tank, I usually get 120 miles, and then the reserve light comes on and you've got 10, I would say pushing it 20 miles left. Also, you also get a electronic Öhlins steering dampener, so the computer can control whether it needs to make the steering tighter, help make the steering more stable, to help you go even faster. You also, on the ZX10R, have diamond cut pegs. These pegs are only for the ZX10R Superbike, and they look absolutely special and very, very expensive. And the paint finish from Kawasaki, perfect. I have nothing bad to say. The lacquer is incredibly smooth, it's very smooth. There's no, like, you can't even tell that there's any orange peel. It's just so beautifully done. The good thickness level as well, and the paintwork has held up incredibly well. I think, you remember, this is a 2015 ZX10R Superbike, and the paintwork still looks like new. So, excellent paint finish by Kawasaki, and in Kawasaki Superbike colours, Kawasaki Racing Green. Love it. Another feature I absolutely adore and is fantastic is even turning on the key is an experience on the ZX10R Superbike. Turn the key. God, look at that animation. Just to remind you what you're riding. This is something that a lot of YouTubers forget to mention. On the Kawasaki's, often the side stand is actually quite short, like this, as in it doesn't go very far. So what I've learned is always leave your Kawasaki and always leave the ZX10R Superbike in first gear, so that the gearbox is just making sure that she would never go forward and never come off the side stand. And then this is the only other thing that a lot of YouTubers forget to mention. The rear seat cowl, it's easy for your boot to just nudge the paintwork. So always put the effort in as you get off to really just lift your legs so you don't end up constantly kicking your boot on this gorgeous Kawasaki Superbike paintwork, so you're just protecting it. My final thoughts on the Kawasaki. jewellery. Absolutely jewellery, riding and having something like this. And the 4th generation, Kawasaki just made lots of really good changes and improvements. They introduced the traction control system, they made the gear ratios closer, so even first gear will take you to 106 to 109 miles an hour. First gear. So what you find is that if you release the clutch in first gear, you're literally idling at 14 miles an hour, and when you're in stop-start traffic, you're having to hold in the clutch a lot, because if you just don't, she will literally ram the car in front of you. She will ram the car in front of you because they're in your way. That's pretty cool. So yeah. What a superbike. So if you're looking for a 200 mile an hour, the most beautiful, most sensual, most sexy, most jaw-dropping, most beautiful motorcycle in the world, and sound as well, and be frightened to death, and 200 miles an hour, you're looking at, definitely consider the Kawasaki ZX10R superbike from this generation. I have nothing negative I can say. There's nothing negative I can say. And I have lots of experience with motorcycles, and I am not biased. If a motorcycle has a problem, if it has an oddity, if it has something wrong, I'm going to tell you. But what Kawasaki have made here is a race bike that is perfect. Kawasaki with the ZX10R has won the most British Superbike racing championships in a row with this generation. The chassis instantly responds to you, instantly wants you to drop in to the corner, wants to bank you over as much as possible. This chassis is incredibly responsive, agile, and being the 4th generation, she's also very reliable. Even changes where Kawasaki changed the angle of that race engine so you could access the spark plugs, because on the previous generations there are instances where you literally had to drop the Kawasaki Superbike engine just a bit just to get to the spark plugs. Imagine a job like that, literally having to drop the engine, the Superbike engine. But Kawasaki made changes so you don't ever have to do that ever again. So this is a superbike for you. Rightly fast superbike, and something that you learn when riding a superbike is rev her out. Don't treat it like a diesel. That race engine wants to be revved, so always rev out that race engine. And superb superbike by Kawasaki. Brilliant. Thanks for watching.
Until I found a lighthouse in your heart, shining like a beacon of bright stars. I was alive, wandering far, until I found a lighthouse in your heart, guiding me out the door.
Have a cup of tea or coffee.